So it said that the max limit is 10 minutes. Um, so I guess we'll keep it to 10 minutes.
Does one of you have the questions pulled up? Because I can if you guys don't.
I don't, but I could. If you have it, that's fine too.
Okay. 1 second, it's just loading.
Okay.
Okay, so we need everyone's reaction to and thoughts on each of the documentaries, and then it should be a discussion, not just each member providing an opinion. So,
Okay.
oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just saying, okay, you can go first.
Okay. So mine was for another class. I actually did a presentation on Seneca Village. It was like a few different topics, so not a lot of information on Seneca Village. But I know that that type of thing actually happened a lot in different places as well. Off the top of my head, I can't really remember it. But also the movie Green Book was a really good movie that came to mind after watching that little documentary, and I thought that was really interesting and actually kind of sad because I didn't realize like um, even after like civil rights movement and everything, people still couldn't go to different places even though it was like completely legal where they lived in the South. Obviously, it wouldn't be. So
Yeah, I don't know about anyone else, but I've actually like never heard of the movie The Green Book. So like I've never seen it, obviously, but I don't know, I feel like now maybe I would look into it if I can like watch it anywhere, especially now that you say that it's really good. Um, and I've never also like just covered this topic really about like Seneca Village in any class. So I guess it was kind of a first for me, hearing about it.
yeah, I
I
never.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah,
was just
same
gonna
for
say.
same
No,
for
you
me. I
don't. You
haven't
don't.
like heard of either of these things, but I thought it was like really horrible how for Seneca Village they were like kicking out the people because they were like they're poor or whatever, but then like after a while they found out that they're actually like middle class and like pretty well off and had good jobs and stuff.
Yeah, I just feel like it's really sad, like as a country from a standpoint of racism, because racism affects like literally every part of our lives today. And it's just really sad that this is where it came from. And I like previously didn't know anything about this. So it was actually really interesting to just listen and watch about all this stuff. So
Yeah, I didn't know anything about this either, but I just thought it was really interesting how like the media lied about, I guess, how they lied about like what the village looked like and who was living there to get support for the building of the park. Because I feel like that happened a lot to like minorities throughout that time period.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I thought it was interesting, I guess, the porcelain that they found and like you said before how like they realized that they were like not super poor, like they were middle class and they just didn't know it. That was really interesting too because it just showed like the way that they treated middle class, like black people versus middle class white people.
Yeah, I also thought it was interesting how it wasn't even like in Seneca Village, it wasn't even like all black people. There was actually people from like Ireland too, and it was like an integrated community and not even just black people. But yeah.
Yeah.
The second one is everyone's ideas on how well-being was or was not connected to leisure participation and an important aspect of various historical periods. I'm just going to read it again.
Okay.
So number 2 is everyone's ideas on how well-being was or was not, and then like the 2 little dots. I don't remember the word for it. Number 1, connected to leisure participation, and 2, an important aspect of the various historical periods. And then under that are 3 more. You do not need to address every historical period. And then is there one historical period you would prefer to go dive more deeply into? And then 3, just it should be a discussion and not just each person's opinion again.
So I guess, does anyone have like a historical period that they thought was like most important in this at all?
I guess I could say something about during like the 1960s, like the Civil Rights Act. It was obviously way different. If a black family wanted to go on like a vacation or whatever, they couldn't stop at gas stations without getting harassed or, anything like that. And like if a white family was doing the same thing, like it'd be totally different. They'd be accepted and, just welcome anywhere. So it's just completely different from a racism spectrum too.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's a good one to connect like with the videos because of the Green Book video. It literally just like talked about how like there was so many restrictions that they had to use the book like to figure out where they could go like without facing too much like harassment. So yeah, that's definitely a time period that I agree was important.
Yeah, also like it just shows how much harder it was for like leisure participation, that it was harder for Black people to participate in leisure because like in that sort, because vacations and stuff, leisure, it was way harder for them because they couldn't just stop where every single like white family would stop. They would have to be extra careful and like do their research and have like food and gas and all that stuff beforehand just to go, so they couldn't be spontaneous and just get in the car and go. They would have to plan out every move just in case they weren't welcome somewhere.
Yeah, I think like on the flip side for the first video, after they like created Seneca Village or whatever, that's when they started like being able to have their own leisure and they got to like do whatever they wanted really just because they were all in that one village. And I mean like they could do stuff outside of it obviously, but that's where they felt the most safe.
Yeah, for the first video, I saw like leisure participation. They went to church a lot, so like people who are discriminated against in Lower Manhattan could go to Seneca Village and they could all go to church.
Yeah, I definitely agree with like everything. I think we covered good things. I think it's been 8 minutes, right?
I can't
Yep.
see the
So
time, but I would assume so.
so I guess we have 2 more minutes if anybody wants to like add anything. I don't think it has to be 10 either. Like I think that's just the max. So does anyone have anything else? No? I don't either. So
Okay.